My pleasure to call to order the regular meeting of the Village of Cache Creek this May 19th, 2026. We have two delegations, the first being Carolyn Slade of Dawson Road Maintenance, who will present on winter road maintenance season and the upcoming summer projects. The floor is all yours.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mitch, for having me today. I just wanted to come in and touch base with you, just kind of put questions out there of how did we do last winter? What did you guys see? Did you do well? Was there any kind of highlights that you thought that worked well? We used a lot more brine this year than we've ever used, being that we went over that freeze-thaw line multiple times this last season. So what did you guys think? Did you think it worked well? Did you see any problems with it? Did you hear anything from anybody?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything either.
No?
You had a pretty soft touch winter, I think.
Yeah, it really was. Did you guys find anything that we can do better on?
The pothole at the Husky Bridge.
Okay.
It got sort of fixed, and within days it was a hole again.
Okay.
The truck traffic just
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah, so we did come up with a new product for that. So we have a cold mix, and now we have what's called a black armor. Black armor's got a little bit extra tar in it. So we're putting down that stuff. It seems to sucks right into those potholes, packs down really well, and then sticks. Some of the cold mix that we've used over winter, we really found, well, one, the black armor doesn't adhere in the winter at all. It just blows out right away. So we were using cold mix, but with the winter that we had, with the freeze thaw, it loosened those potholes something fierce this year. So that was something that we found challenging this year for sure for potholes. So I appreciate that.
Any other comments?
Okay. The other thing I want to bring forward is the summer works. Do you guys have anything in mind that you want to see this summer? Things you want to get fixed? I do have some great news for you.
The potholes out by the junction of Highway 90.
Yes. So we've
99.
got exactly. We actually got approval from Ministry just recently that they put a bid out. They've approved the bid. They're going to be repaving from Venables, just down on Highway 1, all the way through Cache Creek, all the way up Highway 97 to the 99 junction, fixing that entire 99 junction area, and then going down 99 to the bridge.
Oh, wow.
So that's all going to be repaved this year. I don't have start dates as of yet, but I do know that the bids have been awarded, so it is a go-ahead.
Yeah,
So that's
perfect.
exciting news. Yes.
And there are those islands right in the intersection, you know, where you change directions, those little islands.
Mhm.
How do you call those curbs?
The curbs where the light posts and stuff like that.
Those are all apart.
Torn apart?
So,
Perfect.
Yeah, so maybe they need to be fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what our new plan is moving forward, we recognize that when these paving jobs come in, there's extra stuff to make those highway sections really buttoned up. So we're trying to address these sections, the new paved, with improving the signs in those sections, improving the drainage in those sections, so that we get these pieces of sections of highway that are completely buttoned up. So I appreciate that. I like to know that stuff.
No, I just think that the big trucks, they have hard time to how to say, negotiate the curbs, and then they go on the island and then they damage.
Yeah, they chip
those.
away at that
Yes.
side of the curb, and then it starts crumbling and it becomes a mess.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
we actually have a bridge crew team that goes around and fixes these islands, so I can definitely put that in.
Okay.
Councillor Dubois.
Just wondering, are you guys planning on school break, in between school breaks or whatever, to get stuff done in the village? Are you anticipating they're gonna be paving during school time? While the kids are in school?
No, I believe this is happening like July, August this year. It's not during school time as far as I know.
So the
These
entire-
paving projects, I believe, are gonna be starting June. There's about 4 different paving project bids that Ministry has out there right now.
Mhm.
And I do know that they are planning on starting earlier than later.
Okay, but will it be completed by beginning of school in January? At least the part that's in town, like I don't know how
Right.
that would be my concern,
Okay.
is that if we're gonna have paving as school is starting or as school is ending, like that's always a challenge.
Okay.
And then the other one that I was thinking about was, if it does extend later, we do have graffiti days happening in September, so that's always a big one for us.
What dates are those?
Second weekend of September.
13, 14.
Thank you.
13, 14?
12, 13, 14.
11, 12, 13.
Long year.
But very close though.
And then the other thing is just accessing the highway, we only have accessing it from,
Two accesses right now.
two accesses right now, and during the best of times during the summer, it can be quite challenging. So if there is gonna be highway corrections and everything like that, I think it's important to make sure that the flaggers understand what's going on there and are able to address it, because it can be quite challenging.
The business accesses as well, like
Okay,
businesses on the highway in Cache Creek do 80% of their business from a long weekend in May till Thanksgiving.
yes,
And the rest of the year is death and destruction, so it's really important to enable them to keep their business
absolutely.
going. That's the voice of experience.
What I can do is I can put your concerns forward to ministry. We don't actually, the paving project ourselves has nothing to do with Dawson. It's an outside contract that ministry hires a third party to come and do. We do checks on it though and make sure that like traffic management is up to par and those types of things. So I can write an email out to ministry, just outlining these concerns that you guys have brought forward for that paving, and then see if I can solidify some start dates for you and when they're planning on being finished.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
No problem. Is there anything else?
I don't see anything here.
No?
There's somebody behind you that wants to talk to you.
Yes.
She can do that out of the meeting.
There you go. Anybody else have any concerns or anything like that? Awesome. Well, thank you very much for having me. You guys are starting to see me twice a year. I'm gonna be showing up before our summer season starts, and I'll be showing up again before our winter season starts. So
Sounds
please
great.
keep all these things in mind that you can see if you see some way that we can improve ourselves, or even if you guys have praise that I can give to our team of doing a great job. I always like to pass all that stuff on to you. Okay?
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much
Thanks for
for having me.
coming.
Yeah, take care.
And the second delegation is Mark and Diane Boutillier related to the use of the airport for drag races. What's going on this year?
Oh, lots. We wanted to come and talk to you about our contract that ends this year. And hopefully renewing our 4-year term contract that we have. We have, I don't know how many of you know how many events we run out of there, but we do the June race, as we used to do with the graffiti days, and then we kept it after the graffiti days moved to September. So we have the June, this year it's 5, 6, and 7. And then we have our Drag and Drive event, which is the BC Drag It Challenge that goes through BC. That's obvious. It's grown from 42 participants, drivers, to 100, and we sold out this year in our Drag and Drive.
Wow,
It's taken off. We were number 11 in the Drag and Drive world, and now there's over 45.
Well
50.
over 40.
Yeah.
Well over 40.
In North America, I think there's a couple in Australia, but it's sold.
They're in Sweden, they're in Denmark, I think there's one in Great Britain, and Norway.
And ours is a very unique one because, of course, we run it, but.
Well, ours is the only one that runs on airports.
Airports. We do use Prince George sometimes as one of the locations because they have a drag strip there, but it's all mostly on airports. And
oh yeah.
so we have that going on, and then of course we have our drag race and graffiti days. And so our contract is coming up for renewal in October, and as I think you might remember, the last time we were here, I wanted to get approval so I could start planning the next year for the Drag and Drive. And I've already started with that. So I just kind of was hoping to get, if we could get approval for the contract, because I start booking airports and townships and whatever for 2027. We love having the drag races at Cache Creek. I mean, we take.
We love having you here too.
Well, thank you. You too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we take pride in it. It's getting out there. It's getting very well known. The Drag and Drive people in that world, there's a website. They do webinars and stuff, and we've been on that. Even though they call it Cashy Creek, I still correct them every time.
They call it Cache Creek.
Yeah.
And they didn't know that the guy was actually, this is online, and was doing this video in front of millions of people, and he said, "It's Cache Creek. Is that a country? Is that a
Community
is
or
it a community?
county, you know. So I quickly emailed them and told them exactly what it was and sent them pictures. Yeah, so in the drag races here, we get anywhere from 70 to 100 racers. That's plus, and then plus their, crew and stuff. That's well over 200 at the most.
Yeah.
Lots of feedback. They're coming, well, for the Dragon Drive, they come from Oregon, Washington, Saskatchewan, Alberta, all over BC, the island, up island, and actually for Cache Creek drag races, they come from the island and the coast, Sunshine Coast, and Alberta, and I don't think we've had anybody from Saskatchewan for that, but they come from all over BC, and it's very popular. I mean, you know of other places that have drag races in BC, and we get like, I'm not going there. Well, you guys are having yours, I'm going to yours. So that happens quite a bit for us. I mean, it's just our reputation, and his reputation in the drag racing world is just, it helped, and it's the way we run it. We just got a message from somebody today about our what did he say, Brad? More, it just,
Oh, he's praising us about how well it's run and how much fun it is and whatever.
Yeah.
Little background history. I worked at Mission Raceway from the beginning of the new track in '92. I was there I took a year off, but I was there for a total of 12 or 13 years. I was the head of the tech department. I was the head of everything at one point. And politics got me in. Just the politics about it and what have you, and a lot of our racers are coming from that area now because they know I don't put up with politics. I just don't. It's you either work or you don't work.
this is council.
Yeah, I know, but it's no offense to politicians.
Yeah.
But it's
Right.
There's a difference between politics
Yeah.
and politicians.
yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
But no, we actually had a very prominent racer from Mission who wins a lot, and he's really good at what he does. We had a rental day a couple days ago, this last weekend, and he says, I can't believe how good this thing hooks. Hook means traction, right? And he says, you have prepped this better than Mission.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so, and they hold national events down there and what have you, but, I mean, the one lane's a bit of a ride.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a dip in it, I'm led to believe.
Yes, believe.
Yeah, you have to pick it, during time trials, I pick the cars to which lane to go into, right? But
Yeah.
the unfortunate part is during eliminations, it's all done by cards, and it's just random, so you might end up in the left lane, but a lot of guys like the left lane, so, you know.
Even with the dip in it.
Yeah, it's the cars with
Dragsters?
little to no suspension in the back, which happens. They get airborne,
Oh,
and that's not good, right? So,
Not a lot.
no, not a lot.
Not a
Yeah.
lot.
just this last test weekend, there's a video out there. One of the cars, one of the faster cars, grenaded he never rolled more than 3 feet, right? Staged the car, lights came down, he launched. I was standing behind it. I saw the drive shaft, then I saw the rear end, and apparently the transmission fell out too.
Oh, gee.
Oh yeah.
And he's one of our Dragon Drive racers, so
Yeah.
he's got 27 days to fix that.
Yeah,
Well, there's nothing to it. It's just a matter of money.
That's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
$300 a day he needs to
Yeah.
save up. But he figures the bill's gonna be over 10 grand to fix his car, right? But it was all good. That's drag racing. That's what happens, right?
Yeah, it does.
But that's how good the traction was, and that's just very little prep. We just know how to do it, right? So.
Good.
Oh, and we try to do what we can to prepare the property and the bleachers and things, grandstands. Of course, we bring in our own toilets. And we support the local, like graffiti days. I just gave Damien some money. I don't know if it was put in his name or not.
It says Cache Creek Fire Department.
Yeah, so we try to, support the locals. We always try to get the Lions Club in with us at different events that that they can if they're not busy with other people, and I know they're struggling with their help too, and we actually hire them to look after our drag and drive vehicles, that the support vehicles that they can't take with them. You know that drag and drive is, they
Yeah.
drive the race car all over the place. So the support vehicles, they stay there, and then we
And they're not
donate
allowed
money
to
to
go
the
back.
Lions Club to monitor the park, you know, the airport while we're gone. So, and the local businesses and motels and hotels, of course, you know, we're always supporting that with bringing all the people in, you know, so, we appreciate, you know, the years of having this, and we hope it can continue. If you have any questions for us?
How many here have been to it and have seen it? You have? Yeah. I never get to see spectators. Seriously.
You're always busy.
I'm
Sort of been there.
Yeah, you have, you've
Yeah.
been there, you
Yeah,
saved
I
the
know you've
day,
been there.
you saved the day. Yeah. But, yeah, so, if you know, like, I guess you don't have any questions, but we just want this to continue, and we don't see an end to it until somebody's wheeling us into some old folks home or something. Apparently they're picking it out
Soon
already.
was whole,
Anyway, so, yeah, don't have any questions?
No questions for the delegation? Nobody? Do you think there's a way to reasonably repair that dip in the?
I want to look into that, and it's this young woman that was standing here, I want that to be clear. I want to talk to you about it. That left lane, that left side, if you get nothing to do one day, drive up there, so it's locked now, but I'm sure somebody here has a key. But just drive up there and go into that left lane, and just like, about 3/4 of the way down the racetrack area, just get out and walk, right? It is missing pavement. There is, you know, like that, when they repave, sometimes they only put like an inch coat on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
and
yeah.
A lot of that has broken off
Oh, you're
and
kidding.
it's gone, it's not there. So I tell a lot of the racers that are rookies, you know, like you're in the left lane, I'll yell in their helmet, stay to the right. You know, because it gets, there's one rut there that is probably 4 or 5 inches wide and 8 feet long, right? You get into that, and it's like, yeah, it's speed, right? It could cause an issue. It never has, but, you know, it's just, we would love to see that get something.
Yeah.
But apparently, according to Jamie, I'm just known by Jamie,
Everybody
he
knows
just
Jamie.
did chiropractic stuff on my dog, right? Over at the ballpark. But he's, what did he say?
No, where are you going? About paving?
Oh, no, yeah, well, the paving, he said
Oh,
there
the
is
weeds.
all the equipment, all the material, everything that is needed to seal crop is there. It's-
Was in that big
It
hangar
was
that
in
somebody just emptied out.
Wyatt's hangar, right?
Yeah.
I think it's still, last time I looked in there, it was in the right-hand corner, the left-hand corner, looking in the building, but it's the machine and the boiler and it's all the material, everything is already there. And, you just need somebody that knows how to use it, I guess, you know, I don't.
There's a problem with the weeds out there too, like it's hard to, when he cuts the grass, like how do you do the weed? We were up there on the weekend and in the lane, well, we call it the lanes,
The weeds are really.
the road to the runway, they were pretty high.
Yeah.
And like, they don't get sprayed, obviously. He cuts them, I shouldn't say he cuts them, but yeah, they're pretty high. But it's more the runway that.
We have one of our racers has a tractor with a PTO driven 5-foot mower on the back of it, so he's
Oh, yeah.
coming down. He's coming down on the 2nd next month. I'm gonna come down as well with a weed whacker and whatever else I need. And he's gonna do all the parking area and the pit area and what have you.
Right on.
Yeah, but
That place gets
we have to
pretty
get out, like it is, the racing surface, it's all good, and on the sides, you a bit more weeds, right? But once you get past the finish line, it is literally this deep, right?
It's a year's growth.
Yeah, and you know, it just needs to be done.
Yeah.
Which is what we will attack, right?
On the the second or whatever.
Yeah, well, we got the second or third, cause we're coming down on the fourth, officially coming down to start setting up. So,
Right on. Any questions for the delegation? Seeing none, thank you very much for all your hard work. We'll consider that renewal at some point in the near future. So,
like tomorrow.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
thank
Yeah.
you, thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Yeah, nice.
See you guys.
Bye.
On to business arising from the delegations, is there any? Seeing none, minutes of the May 5th regular meeting. Got a motion to adopt or circulated.
So, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, carried, thank you. In the special council meeting of May 12th, could I have a motion to adopt or circulated?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, carried. Business arising from the minutes? Seeing none, committee reports, economic development, Councillor Dubois.
Nothing at this time.
Budget and administrative services, appointment of election officers, I move the recommendation.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, carried, thank you. Bylaw and policy review, Councillor Anta.
So we have on the agenda bylaw number 5-009, 2026 bylaw notice enforcement amendment. And I move that council give first, second, and third readings to bylaw number 5-009, 2026 bylaw notice enforcement amendment.
Second.
Any discussion? Councillor Dubois? Oh, sorry,
Go ahead, and I'll let Councillor Blair speak.
Councillor Anta.
I'm going to refer to staff for just an explanation of this one. Just maybe that'll answer some questions if there are any.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat and it doesn't want to go away. So with this, I'm just going to go to the first page, just so I'm quoting the bylaws correctly. So there's 4 specific changes that we wanted to make. 2 were adding bylaws that weren't previously in the bylaw, notice enforcement bylaw, and then additionally 2 that just needed to be changed. Specifically, going into them, where does it say there? Animal control and licensing bylaw, number 671, and then bylaw number 5-2, replacing the one with the new theoretical animal control bylaw. Well, not theoretical, it was put in the last council meeting. So since that one has a new bylaw in place for animal control, we're making the change so that we're enforcing against the new rules. Then additionally, the business license and regulation bylaw from 1993. Previously, when we repealed that bylaw and put in a new one in 2023, we didn't make changes to this. So that needs to be updated. And then 2 additional ones, we did not have the property maintenance and unsightly premises bylaw in the fee schedule, and we did not have the building regulations bylaw in the fee schedule. So we wanted to see those go in. Specifically with the building regulation, we tried to mirror, since our bylaw itself mirrors very closely what the TNRD has for continuity, and most of the region has very similar bylaws. We also wanted to mirror their fees and charges, or their fees and fines for anything that goes wrong, and that sort of thing. So it's the language is very similar, and that's done with intent to make it easy for building inspectors and enforcement. And when we had conversations with regional district, oh, what you typically find for this, we're comparing apples to apples when having those conversations. And initially, when we put the enforcement bylaw in play, I think it was 4 years ago now, and we created the master list of like the schedules of all the different bylaws. Property maintenance and unsightly premises wasn't included, and it was considered, but it was not included with intent because in a typical sense, you're chasing enforcement for that. We've been noticing that certain properties, maybe they don't, maybe fees will persuade them to comply a little bit quicker than otherwise, because we've been fairly good, but basically with unsightly premise, the enforcement strategy thus far has been, please make the changes that you need to do, or we're gonna come and do it for you. But that is a pretty big step in some cases. So having this as kind of an intermediary shows that we're not just doing nothing, because we do have some files that we try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it's weeks or months for enforcement, and so this might just be, gives the bylaw enforcement officer an additional tool for those ones that are a particular issue. Maybe they're saying, oh, I can get it done, but it'll take me another 2 months, and it's like, well, I have to give you a ticket. Like, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, I'll give you 2 months, but I'm gonna give you a ticket in the meantime, or something to that effect.
Did that answer your question?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to confirm, the idea with this bylaw is that if we change any of our bylaws, we don't have to worry about changing the cost, the fine schedule. All that we do to change the fine schedule is we just change it in this one bylaw, correct?
Exactly, and the other benefit to this is that any time council could look at any of these numbers and say, we wanna change the pricing structure, we feel that these aren't appropriate anymore, let's lower them, let's raise them. That can be changed on the fly by just making changes to the schedule. So this was also a good exercise for us to see a sample, like to create that change, like that preemptive bylaw to make the change that incorporates the new changes to the schedule. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion related to the motion? On the motion then, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Public Works, Councillor Deibert.
Nothing at this time.
Healthcare and Protective Services, Councillor Ranta.
Nothing new.
Emergency Management, Councillor Peters.
Nothing new.
Parks and Recreation, Councillor Ranta.
I was thinking it might be interesting, I know that there's just, it's a real active time for the village in getting the park and everything ready, so I just wondered if we could just have a couple of highlights from the Administrator Couture about this item, because we have previously had a meeting and we haven't had another meeting, but yet it's kind of the time of year that everybody's thinking about this, so maybe just a couple of highlights.
I shared some highlights with council before the weekend, kind of as an FYI. So kind of borrowing from that, some things of note. The concession building, i.e. the building that's closest to the ball diamond, it's completely operational right now. One of the big concerns we've had over the past few years is drainage. We're still monitoring that very actively. We've done a bunch of work there. We're not, it's draining effectively and doing what it's supposed to, but the drainage slope isn't to what it's supposed to be to meet typical code requirements. It's about 50% what it's supposed to be. So our concern, because we went through, we backtracked out every square inch that we could, we cleaned every line. It's as flushed as it can get. We even cameraed the line to make sure we did a good job. Everything's good. Basically now it's a wait and see. Our concern based off of previous reports and things that we've heard is under like high volume, high frequency, that we could start to see clogging in the toilets. So it's sad fact of the matter is we can't really tell what's going to happen until something does happen. But we know that we're as good as we can be without ripping stuff out of the ground. And we're hopeful. We've talked about some staff practices for cleaning and things like that. When they come and clean, they're going to do things a little bit differently to try and hopefully, if there is something in the line, to try and flush it, check different checkpoints within it a little bit more regularly, that sort of thing, to see if there's areas of concern. And Additionally, looking at I call them the old pool building washrooms, the two that are on the front of the building. One of them is functional, we're unlocking it during operational hours for the village. The other one isn't operational. We're looking at, reason why it's not operational is only because there's an issue with the sink. So we're looking at just replacing both sinks in those two units, because even the one that is functioning, it's not functioning to the standard that we're comfortable with. So we're just looking at replacing sinks and being done with it as an issue. Parts for those units, they're very, very good sink, but the parts are very expensive now, since they're discontinued and they take about 4 weeks to get. So we're not fond of that, we'll just get new sinks. Then those should be fully operational. We're inquiring on pricing for automated doors, similar to what we have in the concession building. We're looking to put the exact same solution that's in that building into this one. We're trying to source, we're asking a vendor locally to try to do this. It's a little bit outside of their wheelhouse to see if they're able to do it or if they're comfortable doing it. If not, then we'll look at other sources. We did have a couple quotes from previous years, but for some reason there seems to be a bit of an uptick in people installing commercial doors. So we're having trouble getting quotes, like fresh quotes and ETAs back now. So because it's a small job in the grand scheme of things for everything else going on. Additionally, standing dumps open, fully operational, no issues there. Visitor Information Center is open, fully operational, no issues there. And yeah, basically things are, we had some issues with mowers. You may have noticed until near the end of last week, the grass was getting a little bit long in a few different places, but we have the mowers back up and operational right now. Lastly, most of the irrigation systems are operational. If people that are in the Adopt a Planter program are watching and you're having issues with your planter, not getting enough water or getting too much, please let us know. Specifically though, the irrigation system in front of the elementary school is getting completely replaced. It's had issues. It had some issues before flooding, but it seemed to be doing the job. But even we were looking at it, and just looking at how it was kind of set up, it makes sense, because if you look at the trees in front of it, from where the Ministry of Transportation bridge is, heading towards the direction of the entrance of the school, trees get smaller because they weren't getting enough water. And so we're putting in a proper irrigation system to fix it so that things are working effectively. You're going to see the junipers leave the space, and we're going to put in irrigation to immediately deal with the trees and the planters so that there's proper water to all those systems. And then we'll be looking, after that's done, we'll kind of be reevaluating, see how much budget we have remaining, and then determining what we're going to do with that space longer term for planting and different options. So, yeah.
I noticed there's bags on the trees. Did we do that, or did the school do that?
We purchased them. We've been filling them when we can. There's also been a few citizens that have been filling them up as well. Have been coming out and doing it. One of them's here in the building with us right now. Hi, Wendy. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah, there's a few that have been doing their best and assisting us with keeping those alive. So, but we think that this will be the proper fix for it.
Councillor Dubois.
Excuse me. Can you confirm the hours that the concession washroom is open?
I believe I set the timer for 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
7 days a week?
7 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely 9 p.m. as a finish, but it might be 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. I'm not sure I'm pretty confident that it's 8, but it might be 7.
Okay, and then on the weekends, staff are not opening up the washrooms at the pool park, or are they doing that as part of their checks?
Currently they are not. They're just open. Basically the current procedure is the one washroom that is usable. When Public Works arrives, they go over, they open it up. leave it for the day, and then around 3:30, 3:45, they'll go clean it, lock it up for the day. And so that's only on working days until we get the proper locks in place.
Do we have a sign on that door or on either of the, any of those
We
advertised?
don't, and that's probably a good idea.
And then the next question that I had for you was in regards to the Sandy dump. Is there a directionality on the Sandy dump? And the reason why I ask is I noticed this weekend, there was a lot of congestion around the EV chargers, lots of potential for conflicts happening. There was a couple of trailers kind of parked right in the middle of everything. I'm just wondering if we've got any kind of painted arrows to kind of indicate directionality, if we want to kind of put something in place to kind of get people to go there so they're not staging and creating conflicts.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I know that I've seen people stage at it both directions.
Yeah.
Probably what makes the most sense is coming from the upper lot, just because you can stack a bigger queue.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as you leave, you're going to the highway and leaving. But we haven't done that. So that's a good flag. We could look at doing that. Letting arrows.
It might be difficult to retrain people because for how many years they've just been coming in off the highway and leaving through the community hall top piece. But
Yeah, we could look at it either way.
Yeah.
I just know the most you would be able to fit the other direction is 3, probably, and then you'd be blocking traffic. Yeah,
I would think you could get through.
yeah,
Maybe.
depends on the trailer, tiny trailers.
Yeah, like I say, I noticed there was some potential for conflicts there. Even if we were to put up a wrong direction sign for some people, at least there's some indication to not pull in, and maybe get some new arrows painted on the ground to get them kind of thinking at least.
Yeah, Councillor Ebert.
The washrooms at the ball diamonds, is there the ability to change the pitch in that green?
I don't know. We haven't explored that fully yet. I think that it would be challenging just where it drains to, because it drains from the building to a holding tank. And then, yeah, so I don't know if the tank would be able to.
Would you have to put in a new tank slightly deeper?
I think that would be likely. It would be a lot, well, not a lot, but like for that building, it would be a decent amount of civil work. Small in the grand scheme of things, but it would be digging up the whole line.
A nice fix.
Yep.
Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been that way for so long.
And we're still, even as things sit, we're still unsure. We cannot visibly see an outlet from the holding tank to what we believe to be the direction of the line that goes over to the rest of town. Like we cleaned it all out and everything, and there's nothing that presents as that. So it may just be a holding tank. We're kind of treating it as if it is, and so we're checking it more often.
So then you'll bring somebody in to
Yeah.
suck it out
Mhm.
at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna keep watching it and see what happens. Now that we're kind of consciously aware of that, because we thought that it did drain to something else. Our maps show that there's a pipe, but
It should show up in that.
we
area.
haven't actually seen it level itself out. So, we just took it, completely cleaned it out as best we can, and now
And you didn't see anything.
so.
So you guys will investigate that further at some point in time?
Yeah.
It's convenient?
Our thing right now is we're kind of waiting and seeing what it'll do. And if the slope doesn't prove to be a concern, because it is, even though the slope isn't perfect, it is in a straight line.
Which helps.
Yeah, it doesn't have a bunch of curves or anything like that. So maybe it will be okay, but we're not sure. We did ask a plumber and they said, see what happens. Because it would be a real shame to tear it up when it actually works. Does what we want, and if it's just dirty or something before. So.
Just keep us up to date. It's fine. Thank you.
Thank Thank you. Anything further?
Just regarding the fee, like the penalty for failing to leash and or control dog in a park or common property. So quite often I'm down at the park just seeing people with their dogs off leash in the park very, very often. And I have concerns about that, cause I really think it's unsafe for, especially for people that don't like being approached by a dog on its own. Even though, like, maybe the dog won't bite them, but some big dogs, like, it seems like people from out of town often will stop down at the park at the far end of the park where you can really clearly see if somebody's coming, and they use it like a giant dog run, and they've done this for years, and I don't know, I just really, really worry about that. I don't like it. It impedes people trying to use the pathway, because they know that there's these big loose dogs down at the end, you know. One time recently I was down at the park and there was quite a big out of control dog and an older lady trying to catch it in the playground and little kids in the playground and this big out of control German Shepherd puppy that was full size, that, like, it was really outrageous. So I'm curious about the enforcement of this, and one of the things, I don't know if there's been initiatives other than just having a dog catcher sitting on a chair watching the park all the time, lifeguarding the park. I just don't know what can be done, but I think I would like to see just an increase in maybe this in a sign here now that we have it, you know, saying this and the fee. I also wonder if some kind of security cameras catching people's license plates down there, or like cameras in the park facing this area that we know that everybody uses to run their dogs. I don't know if we're allowed to record license plates and you know.
You are in a public space.
Yeah, so I don't know, but it maybe when there's a little more time, it might be something to look into, how to make the park a little bit better that way.
Thank you. Anything else under Parks and Recreation, Administrator Couture?
On that note specifically, something that was discussed previously, I forgot about it, to be honest, but it is something that was being looked at, is we were planning to make new signage that represented the new bylaw. Basically, it says dogs must be on leash. And we talked about it internally here a year ago when we initially started talking about this. I did forget about it, so thank you for the reminder, because then we can redo that and put it up. That's not a challenging thing. As far as general patrols go, every day there's bylaw enforcement officers in, they'll go there twice a day.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's helped, but it still hasn't fully improved. I know, like myself, because I'm also a bylaw enforcement officer, I've seen so many dogs, and I've had to, like, I'll be there personally on a Saturday. I don't even go to our park anymore because I've seen so many animals, and it's just so, like, I'm on my day off. I don't want to sit here yelling at every person I see that comes in the park. So, like, it's certainly a problem, and I think this, with now having the fine schedule and all that, that can be put on signs, that can be put out, and we can do a bit of a blitz to say, like, this is an unwelcome thing. Even though there are a lot of owners that say the dog's fine, it doesn't matter. As a dog owner, it doesn't matter if your dog is fine. What matters is that person willing to receive the animal. That's what matters. And the people have the right to be in the space. So, yeah.
Thank you. Anything else under Parks and Recreation? Seeing nothing, Code Advisory Committee, I think there was a meeting on May the 7th, and I think Administrator Couture and Wendy were at the Zoom meeting. I don't have anything from that meeting. Do either of you have anything? It was smooth as glass.
It was a smooth meeting. We did ask about fires.
Oh, yeah, I did, I
Yeah.
did.
And they, we were assured that they're doing everything in their power and changes have already been made on site for some practices. So,
Yeah. No problem. On to TNRD and Intergovernmental Liaison. The board meeting highlights are on the agenda. I would move that we receive and file the highlights.
Second?
Any discussion? Seeing nothing, on to UBCM ministerial meetings. Pardon?
We didn't vote.
Oh, all those in favor, opposed, carried. UBCM ministerial meetings. Did council consider which ministers you might like to meet with?
I can, there's previous discussions on, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Transportation, and Waters, Lands, and Resource Stewardship. If those still hold true, I can write requests for them. Additionally, if there's other ones that council would like. A very big thing this year, they've changed the format quite substantially. So there's, as there always has been, there's the minister meetings, and then the MAC meetings, the staff meetings. What they're doing differently is that the MAC meetings are being almost exclusively, there's some exceptions, they're happening the week before UBCM, and they're 100% virtual. So if you want to meet with staff, or that's a recommendation that comes out of the request, it would be virtually and the week before. And they had a few reasons for doing it. One of the big ones cited by the province is that then they can ensure that they have more of the technical staff on the calls. This way they're not paying for every provincial employee to be in Victoria. They can join you from Cranbrook or Prince George or wherever they happen to be. But additionally, then it gives the people going to UBCM a better opportunity to participate in UBCM, was the other discussion point as well.
Thank you.
I
Councillor
don't
Peters?
think it would hurt to meet this ministry meeting if we can, to introduce ourselves and reinforce the, how close a relationship we've had with the ACR in the past with Minister Law, and that we hope to continue it. We unfortunately had a staff meeting when she presented at UBCM last year, so we weren't able to talk to her. I did give her my card at the very end and introduce myself, but didn't have a chance to talk to her. But I think climate change is making big changes, and I think EMCR unfortunately is going to be part of our life. So
Well,
it'd be great to
not
go
after
over
this year, I hope.
Well, there's more than floods to do with climate change. We're gonna have a bad fire year, so. We have a drought now instead.
Thank you. Councillor Ranta?
Like last year, we met with housing, and I know that we kind of got an answer that was so hopeless that it almost feels like we should never talk to them again. However, I think with our initiative of hopefully like council passed a motion to start a seniors housing group, at least instigate the start of it, and that's hopefully something that the council after the election will do. It might be interesting to check in with them and just tell them that, and glean any information that we possibly can from them in that conversation. I mean, it shows that I think it's good to make those connections and to try to build a little bit of a relationship with the staff as we hopefully, create a long-term plan for the community. If that committee sticks and gels and gets enough folks to proceed.
So are you suggesting a meeting with Minister of Housing?
Yeah, ministry staff or whatever.
Thank you. You got that? Yeah, good. Anything else under ministerial meetings?
Forgot those don't show up. Why? Silence.
Cache Creek Community Fund, Councillor Dubois.
Yes, excuse me. I'd like to make a motion that we receive and file the 2025 Cache Creek Community Fund Statement.
Second it.
Any discussion? Councillor Dubois?
So, correct me if I'm wrong, that whatever money is earned by the fund less their admin fee, will receive that, and does that go into a just general account, or do we put that into its own separate fund, or do we have it as a separate,
It's a reserve, which
reserve?
goes into its own reserve, and then the disbursement go based on the council resolution.
That's what I thought, and what's the reserve at right now? Yeah.
I think it's about close to 15,000,
1.5?
yeah.
Okay, good, thank you.
Is that-
Between 13 and 15.
And I think that's before this year's.
Yeah,
Before the amount that's on the statement, it would be the 13 or 15.
yeah.
That might be something to put into one of our newsletters that go out, did you know? Because more people aren't aware
Yeah.
that, there are funds available for groups.
On the motion then, is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Staff reports, May snowpack report. I would move that we receive and file a report regarding the May snowpack.
Second,
Any discussion? Councillor Peters?
I think that it's just important to remind everyone that, we are going to be looking at a very dry summer, and to make sure that they make precautions around their home, that there's not things piled up against their buildings, or that and to keep their eaves troughs cleared out, so that there is nothing for embers to catch onto if we do have a fire in the area, and that conserving water is quite important.
Thank you. On to hey? All those in favor, opposed, carried. Inter-community bylaw enforcement quarterly report. I would move that we receive and file the quarterly report.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nice to see things moving forward.
Seeing none, all those in favor, opposed, carried. Information correspondence, 3 pieces of incoming correspondence and 1 piece of outgoing. I would move that we receive and file the items in the information correspondence.
Second.
Any discussion? Councillor Peters?
The letter from the city of Abbotsford, to me, I think we should support it in some way if we can, either by a letter or whatever. Once again, rural communities bear the brunt of a budget change like this, because we do not have engineers and contractors on staff, and lawyers and all of those things that bigger communities have. We pay all of those costs out of pocket, and it can be, when you're looking at $100,000 contract, that could be a big hit to small communities. And again, this is my rural soapbox that I get on. It's not just for Cache Creek, it's for all the communities our size and under 5,000 people. This is a huge thing. It could be very expensive to add another 7% to all of our bills.
Thank you. Is there a motion to that effect?
Yeah,
Send a letter to,
Motion on the floor already for receive and
Okay.
file.
okay.
Yeah.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
I would move that, I'm not sure, before I say I will move, I'm not sure where the letter would best be directed. Would it be in support of the letter of Abbotsford to the Minister of Finance? Because their letter is written to the Minister of Finance.
Yeah.
And then in copy everyone else.
Yeah, copy to everyone else. So it would probably be I would move that we send a letter of support of the Abbotsford letter concerning provincial sales tax expansion to the Honorable Brenda Bailey, Minister of Finance of the Province of British Columbia.
And a copy to Abbotsford.
And a copy to Abbotsford voicing our challenges that will be, come forward given this budget move.
Thank you.
We have a motion.
I'll
Is there a
second.
second?
Thank you.
Seconded,
Um,
Councillor Ranta.
I think, the letters could be CC'd to, our MLA, because I believe he is really wanting to have some meat, from council about issues that we're concerned about, and so I would recommend that.
I will have that as a friendly amendment.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the motion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Just one more question on
Yeah.
that. When we did budgeting, did we account for that in professional services?
No.
So that's something else we have to think about.
What is this new?
It's now. They passed the budget, so it's part of the budget.
Shouldn't they give us some heads up
No,
that this is?
They don't do that.
They don't feel the
So
need.
They
people-
never do that.
People
That's
know
right.
that they
It's all
have
secret.
budget 7%, 7% is a pretty big
That's great,
change.
yeah.
Maybe
You know,
that
you
should
look
be
at
stressed
all our
out. that-
engineering, you
Yeah,
know, any professionals that we bring in to help us with anything, it's gonna add 7% to the cost.
Maybe in that letter to the MLA should be stressed out that such budgetary changes should be done with some
notice.
some notice so people can budget for those changes.
Anything else on the correspondence, Councillor Ranta?
Okay, well, you know, this is all happening really fast, but I'm just curious that, let's say the projects that we already have contracts for, they would not be included in the new change, it would be a new contract, right?
My understanding is that, cause it would happen at the time of billing, and so I think that it would, anything that's not
Because
billed.
we have a lot of projects going
Oh,
on, and so, like, compared to a community that isn't in this big recovery with a big money that's going out, and so we, it's kind of a little bit more impactful for us, seems.
It'll be more impactful for the province too, because we'll have to ask for amendments to all of our budgets to increase everything by 7%
All of our
for all the engineering side.
funding, all our funding, yeah.
On to new business. Any new business? Seeing none, questions from the public? Seeing none, questions from the press?
Nothing today.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. We're adjourned.